So the groups for the third round of World Cup qualifying are set. We already know what the paths are going to be for our different countries as they head into the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Just a reminder, the teams that top the groups qualify directly for the World Cup. The two best runner-ups qualify for the Interconfederation playoff against teams from Asia, CONMEBOL, and beyond. So, Chris, what are your initial thoughts on the draw?
Well, my initial thoughts are that Group A should be a breeze for Panama, in my opinion. Group B, we'll talk about Group B a little bit later. But Group C, now that you and I are here, it'll be up to Costa Rica and Honduras. But we don't want to sleep on Nicaragua. All respect to Haiti, but Nicaragua can scare those top two up there.
Yeah, definitely. Nicaragua is a rising force in the region. They have players in interesting leagues. They have a growing league as Real Estelí in its recent Copa Centroamericana campaigns put to testimony. So before we go to our, favorite group, which is obviously Group C, because those are the players we know, the teams we love, let's start with Group A. As you said, it should be a walk in the park, a piece of cake for Panama to qualify for the next World Cup. However, do you think Guatemala or El Salvador might do some damage? Do you think Suriname, with their European legionnaires, with their players in top leagues, more players could be joining from very powerful leagues like Joel Pirot, Crescencio Somerville, among others? Do you think one of these three teams might pose some threat to Panama? Or is it over? Is it done?
I still think it's done, but I wouldn't sleep on Suriname. I think they do have potential, depending on how it goes, to go second. As you said, with some of the players that can join them, Suriname should have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think Suriname could be very interesting to see them as they grow throughout this World Cup qualifying campaign. I mean, they've been firm. They drew against El Salvador at the Cuscatlan, so there's already a precedent before they meet up in the next stage. And yeah, I mean, should be very interesting to witness their evolution. Now, Guatemala. Guatemala had a very exciting 2023 Gold Cup. I mean, the vibes were so high. I remember people were extremely happy. They had Nathaniel Mendes Lang up front with Rubio Rubin. They were scoring. They were doing whatever they wanted. They also had Oscar Santis. I mean, come on. Pretty good team. But then after that, things seem to have been deflating a bit. So I don't know if Guatemala has what it takes to qualify for the World Cup. And now you have El Salvador under Bolillo Gomez, a team that doesn't play really well, but gets the results. It gets things done. And they have an interesting generation of young talents. Nathan Ordaz, Brian Hill, who will now be playing in the Russian Premier League. You have Tomas Romero. You have Mario Gonzalez on goal. So, I mean, it's a very respectable generation. And with more players to come, as we saw with the Under-17 World Cup qualification. So, something is clearly starting to click in Salvadoran football. So, who knows? Maybe they have what it takes to at least scratch some points against Panama at home and then do some damage to the other teams away. But it's still too early to tell for them. Meanwhile, I have to agree with you. I think for Panama, I mean, they played with a B team against Nicaragua and they crushed them 3-0. All they needed was a little bit of inspiration from Michael Amir Murillo in the second half to beat the Los Pinoleros. And yeah, I agree. I think it should be very easy for Panama to be in the next World Cup. Now let's look superficially at Group B. Group B is fully Caribbean. We have Jamaica there. We have Trinidad and Tobago. We have Curacao, we have Bermuda. Bermuda, who shockingly qualified to this round after defeating Cuba 2-1. So, what are your thoughts on this group? I think, in my case, I think that it should be shooing for Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica should be in the next World Cup, despite all their internal turmoil.
Yeah, I think it should be Jamaica. I mean, they have a decent team. Trinidad and Tobago, as much as they did give Costa Rica some trouble the other day, I still think Jamaica should be the one to go through. Trinidad and Tobago was able to show that Costa Rica has they have some problems in the back. I think any team that has fast players can definitely hurt Costa Rica. But again, since we're talking about Group B, Jamaica should be the team that goes through.
Yeah, I agree 100%. As I said before, then maybe Trinidad and Curacao should be fighting for that second spot. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to qualify for the playoffs. Because, there's only two runners up that make it. And I think the one that is going to be knocked out is going to come out of this group. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And now, the part we've all been waiting for, Group C. So, Group C, I can see you wearing a Costa Rica jersey. I'm pretty sure you're confident in your national team making it to the World Cup.
I think it would be a complete disgrace for our country if Costa Rica does not qualify for the World Cup. It has never been easier to qualify for the World Cup for Costa Rica, with all due respect to Haiti, Nicaragua, and Honduras, of course. Costa Rica does not have to face USA. We do not have to face Mexico or this Canada. And on top of that, we don't have to play Panama, which, in my opinion, has taken the spot for the fourth best CONCACAF nation. And Costa Rica, again, in this transition period that they're in, are just not where they used to be. So we don't have the best Costa Rica. We don't have the best Honduras. But again, it has never been easier, quote unquote, for Costa Rica to qualify. But again, like we said, we cannot sleep on this Nicaragua, and anything can happen. I mean, a head-to-head between Costa Rica and Honduras, anything can happen. We have huge history, that rivalry, and again, because both the teams are pretty buns right now, I think anything could happen. But yeah, it would be a disgrace in my opinion.
Yeah, I think after the 2022 World Cup, Costa Rica was really missing a player in the middle who could balance things out, who had like defensive strength but could also have good passing. And for a while, you didn't have that because I feel Yeltsin has been leaving. Yeltsin Tejada left like
Yes,
a hole there.
yeah.
But I feel that with the Copa America playoff win against Honduras, we saw the resurgence of Orlando Gallo as an important player for Costa Rica. And while he's not like at that level again, just because he's been playing in a very low-level European league as is Latvia, but we have seen the rise of Alejandro Bran, the Alajuelense player, who's been a very important player in these last few games for Costa Rica. He's really taken control of the midfield. He's defensively strong. He knows how to pass, and obviously has an incredible mid to long range shot, which he has already proven to the rest of the region that he's a really good shooter. So I think Costa Rica has a young team, a good team, players in Europe.
It's a promising generation, I think, for sure.
Yes, I mean, from the Jalen Mitchells to the Brandon Aguileras to the Manfred Ugaldes, top scorer in the Russian Premier League.
Alonso
You have the
Martinez.
players.
Even
Yeah.
though it's in the MLS, but I mean, he has good momentum. And then we have Andy Rojas, who's super young but has a lot of potential.
Yeah, shout out to my friend Andres Villar. He's the biggest Alonso Martinez stan in the world. He loves that guy. So yeah, I think you have fast players. I had forgotten about Warren Madrigal, but he's also showing great potential. So I mean, the talent is there. I feel with Miguel Herrera, the team is a lot less pragmatic than with Gustavo Alfaro. It's much more attacking, which obviously also means that you leave a bunch of holes in the back. But given the competition, I don't think Costa Rica should struggle that much. Now, Honduras, who's supposed to be the second favorite in this group, is not going through the best of moments. I mean, you barely won against Cayman Islands. You barely won against Antigua and Barbuda. Yes, you created a bunch of chances. Yes, you pretty much nullified the opponent's attack. But can you really say that Honduras is doing well right now? I don't think so. The depth is not there. The attack is not scoring. It's not clinical. The defense is very permeable. So, I mean, Honduras is at risk. I think Honduras is probably going to be second in this group and is going to make it to the playoffs. But I do see a scenario where Nicaragua or Haiti pull a shocker and knock Honduras out.
Agreed.
Now, going directly at Nicaragua, what do you think about Nicaragua? Because we had a conversation before where you said that they might snatch that second spot.
Well, yeah, Nicaragua has been growing, and we've seen it not just in their selección, but we've seen it in the clubs. I mean, just ask Saprissa, about El Estelí. So I do think that that Nicaragua could be that sleeper team that could come and scare even Costa Rica. Again, like I said, I think it's possible that Nicaragua could be second. All respect to my Honduran friends, but I think Nicaragua has potential to end up second and scare even Costa Rica, as I said.
Yeah, they have players in good leagues, and they also have like a Real Estelí base of players that has shown to not fear any international scenario. So that's something to also take into consideration. And then with Haiti, I think Haiti is like an enigma, because we know, looking at their squad, that they have players in good leagues. They have Ricardo Ade playing Liga Deportiva de Quito, South American champion. You have Ditson Lucius, you have Francie Pierrot, you have Dukan
It's just not
Sanson.
enough.
Yeah, and they have no balance whatsoever. So they're like full attack or full defense, but there's no in between, which means
Yeah.
that they have no player in the middle who can like control the pace of the game,
Hmm.
direct his teammates to the right speed at which to aim at a game. So sometimes they play games at high intensity when they should be a little bit slower. Sometimes they're very slow in a game where they should be high intensity. So for that reason, even if they do have the individual talent, even if they do possess very interesting players, I don't think Haiti will be qualifying for the next World Cup. So, as you said, for me, it's going to be between Costa Rica and Honduras, and probably like Nicaragua, and then that's it.
So if you had to bet, right? So will it be Nicaragua or Honduras?
Huh.
Just say it now. Say it now, and then we can.
I
Flip it
think
later.
it's probably going to be Honduras. I think it should be Honduras, not only by what my heart is telling me, but also what my mind is telling me. Like regardless of how not talentless, but how weaker this Honduras team is compared to previous Honduras squads, like looking at 2014, 2010, even 2018, where we didn't qualify, but we had like Albert Ellis, Romel Kyoto, Choco Lozano, all close to their primes. You have players in midfield who are good. This time you don't have that, but I still feel that talent-wise we're a little bit of half a step above Nicaragua. So while that gap is not filled, I think that Honduras should be the one to qualify in second place.
I think what scares me the most. I mean, again, like I said, I want to be confident that Costa Rica will be first. I want to be confident because my thought process is if we're not, they got to burn this whole place down. But because they are in such, I hate to say the word mediocre time, both Costa Rica, Honduras, I'm afraid of Nicaragua, dude, because anything could happen. Anything could happen, especially in this format, right? This format, like only one team goes forward, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, so to wrap this up, which team do you think has the highest odds? Like looking overall at the qualifiers, which Central American team has the highest odds of qualifying for the World Cup, and which one do you think has definitely the lowest? Which one would you say is already knocked out?
Panama's gone, and Haiti.
Haiti. And from the Central American teams, which one do you think is already out?
I don't see Guatemala going.
I agree. I think Guatemala is the only team that I feel is not going, just because I feel nothing's working for them right now. I mean, they struggled a lot in all their games. Even their DR victory had a lot to do with the genius of Oscar Santis, because in that first half, the DR could have cooked them.
Yeah,
there
could
is
have cooked, like for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's still very exciting, to see 6 Central American teams in the third round of qualifying. Something we'll probably never see again, just because of the circumstances.
Yes.
So to wrap this World Cup qualifier discussion up, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the potential of maybe seeing 2 or 3 Central American teams at the next World Cup?
I would say like proud to see. The question is how they'll do, right? And then the message that it keeps sending to the world about CONCACAF, right? But it's an awesome thing to see for sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And now just a quick topic switch, just to touch on it briefly. Well, the Gold Cup is upon us, and who do you think from Central America has the highest odds of making it the farthest? Like, given that the U.S. is playing with a B, C, D, whatever they want to call it, squad, and you have Mexico. Mexico is taking it very seriously. I think Canada is also taking it seriously. So
Yeah.
where do you think the Central American team might land this edition?
I'm going for Mexico. I think Mexico needs it. We've been seeing a Mexico that it's not the Mexico that would scare a Costa Rica team to go play against them. But again, there's still a lot of respect towards this team, and I think it's between them and Canada.
And from we're going to have 5 Central American teams: Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Who do you think is going to make it the furthest?
Costa Rica. I speak with my heart and my mind. I think they will. They are taking it seriously, and again, that's why Keylor Navas is here, right? That's why we brought him back. There's a lot of debate whether he should have come back. Should we have allowed him to come back or not? Because first of all, the keeper that we had was doing a great job. So Patrick Sequeira was doing an incredible job, but Keylor Navas has earned. A lot of people don't believe this, but he's earned the right to decide when he comes back or doesn't. And what he's doing in his club, I think he's earned it. He's earned it on the pitch. So Costa Rica, to me, should go the furthest.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Panama. I think Panama's going to go the furthest. They have the team. They have, well, even if they won't have Coco Carrasquilla because he's going to be out, and we know how important he is for the team's functioning, but I still think that they have players in the middle, whether it's Carlos Harvey, whether it's Eduardo Cedeño, who was playing for Tarazona in the Spanish third tier, but he's a really good player. I mean, Panama has what it takes to make it far in this cup, and well, they did it last time. They made it to the final. It was a Harold Cummings mistake and a Santi Jimenez goal that scratched their title aspirations, but I do think they have a very good opportunity to make it far, and who knows, maybe become the first Central American national team to lift the trophy in what, too many years. Too many years.
Yeah, I would say I probably spoke 70% with my heart and 30% with my mind. Like I said before, I think Panama definitely has taken that spot, sent Costa Rica down a little bit, but I think Costa Rica has it.
All right, guys, so those are our takes. Those are our feelings, our thoughts before we head into the World Cup qualifiers and the Gold Cup.
Well, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content coming soon.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next episode.